quiet seaside town of Amberville, Detective Laura Haynes receives a grim phone call about a grisly murder scene. Upon arrival, she finds the victim carefully dissected, posed in a disturbing tableau that feels eerily methodical and almost artistic. The bizarre nature of the crime sends shockwaves through the community, as Laura starts to suspect this isn't a random act of violence but the work of a killer with a deeply personal motive. Laura digs into the town's recent history and finds that similar murders occurred 20 years prior, each following a ritualistic pattern of dissection and display. The killer had never been caught. When she discovers a dusty medical journal containing precise anatomical illustrations that mirror the positioning of each victim, she realizes that the current murderer is picking up where the previous killer left off. Determined to prevent further deaths, Laura investigates deeper, interviewing the relatives of the previous victims and even consulting with a reclusive surgeon who once practiced in the town. With each new murder, Laura feels a chilling connection to the case, as though the killer is leaving messages meant just for her. She learns that the original murderer was a surgeon who, in his final days, became obsessed with creating perfect dissections and documenting them for a secret society. In a horrifying discovery, she finds out that her own father was once a member of this society and may have been involved in covering up the murders. In the final twist, Laura confronts the killer in a tense, dimly lit scene in the town's abandoned clinic, where she learns he is carrying on her father's legacy in a bid to perfect the human form. As she struggles with her family's dark past and the knowledge that her father was complicit, Laura finally apprehends the killer. But she's left wondering, has she truly stopped this nightmare, or are there others in the town who still live by the society's twisted creed? A team of 4 paranormal investigators arrives at Ashwood Manor, a sprawling, decaying mansion on the edge of a forgotten town. The manor is rumored to be cursed, with a series of unsolved murders dating back over a century. One investigator, Emma, finds an old leather-bound journal that details the chilling history of the original owners, a reclusive family who practiced the dark art of spirit channeling through blood rituals. The team, equipped with state-of-the-art equipment, settles in to document their findings, certain they'll capture evidence of supernatural phenomena. As night falls, strange occurrences escalate. Doors creak open by themselves, whispers echo through empty hallways, and Emma begins hearing her name faintly called by an unseen presence. The team finds a secret passageway leading to an underground chamber filled with arcane symbols and chains on the walls, where they suspect the family performed their grisly rituals. While reviewing footage, they notice a shadowy figure lurking behind them in every shot, something that wasn't visible to the naked eye. Tensions mount as team members start to experience hallucinations and moments of lost time, leaving them to question each other's trustworthiness. As the team unravels the clues, it becomes clear that the spirit of one of the family members may still be haunting the manor, intent on recreating the sacrifices of old. Emma begins acting strangely, as though she's possessed by a force beyond her control. The others confront her, but she suddenly lashes out, reciting passages from the family's dark rituals. Realizing that the spirit might be attempting to complete a final sacrificial rite through Emma, they try to bind her and leave the mansion. But one of the A's dawn breaks, the surviving team members make it out, horrified and changed forever. Emma is nowhere to be found. The camera pans to the journal they left behind, with new entries written in Emma's handwriting, documenting their experiences. The manor, now empty, seems to settle back into silence, waiting for its next visitors. Detective Jonah Reed receives an odd package on his desk, an old leather ledger filled with case notes dating back a century, describing brutal murders that match recent cases in chilling detail. He begins to suspect a copycat killer, though the precise methods and obscure details make him wonder how anyone would have access to the original crimes. Driven by his need to solve the cases, Jonah takes the ledger home, hoping it will offer him insights into the mind of the killer. As Jonah studies the ledger, he begins to experience vivid dreams of each murder, as if he's reliving them. His partner notices he's becoming more distant and withdrawn, and Jonah starts questioning his own memories and actions, wondering if he's being manipulated, or worse, possessed by the mind of the original killer. The ledger describes each murder with uncanny precision, and Jonah realizes the victims' names and personal details seem to match people in his own life. Even more disturbingly, it includes details about crimes that haven't yet occurred. In a terrifying realization, Jonah discovers that each detective who's come across the ledger has vanished or died under mysterious circumstances. He meets with a retired detective who once handled the ledger, now living in seclusion and driven nearly insane by his experiences. The man warns Jonah that the ledger's author was a cultist who believed in transferring their murderous essence through written records. Jonah must choose: destroy the ledger and risk freeing the spirit, or keep it hidden away to protect others. In a gripping conclusion, Jonah tries to burn the ledger, but it refuses to burn, as if it's bound by something supernatural. He buries it in a remote location, leaving a letter for his partner, hoping it will never resurface. But in the final scene, a stranger digs up the ledger, its pages now blank, as if ready to absorb a new story.